I can only speak for myself. I'm in a I'm in a joyous mood. As to be said, I cannot believe that we've qualified for European football 2 seasons in a row, and it can even get better than this next week. I'm absolutely stunned by it and absolutely delighted. I understand it's not shared by everybody. I've read the comments. I've just finished doing a review. I read the comments. Some are saying hopefully Lanzini never plays for us again. Antonio cost us the match. Lots of people annoyed with Soufal, with Dawson, disappointed with the referee. I just couldn't come away from that game with anything other than elation, really. I'm delighted to have a season like we've just had, and it's not a season review. I'm actually going to talk about the game we just played against Manchester City, but the context of that game is that we qualify for European football. I can't ever remember it. I can't remember back-to-back European seasons. I am 148. I don't remember it. I've never known it before. And it's not just Europe like... You know when we qualified under Sam Allardyce for the Fair Play League, we basically committed less fouls than anybody. And I'm not talking about Europe like that. I'm actually talking about playing in Europe with a hope and an expectation you can win and you can get out of the group. I didn't expect to get out of the group this season. I'm really buzzing about it. I think it's quite a remarkable performance given that we more or less had no players. Not like more or less no players, that's not right, but we got a starting 11 and a handful that David Moyes will use. There's people on the bench he won't use, people like Vlasic and Krau and stuff like that. I don't know. Look, I know Antonio's not scored that many goals this season. I don't know how he's stayed fit. I don't know. More or less, he's been fit all season. None of us thought he would. We all thought he'd break down and get injured. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been times when he's been crap because he's been tired. But how they've managed to get him through a season without him getting seriously injured, I don't know. And you add in international football as well. I thought he was outstanding against Manchester City. Outstanding. Got an assist for the second goal. But Antonio was so good, he caused them so much bother. Sometimes when West Ham left him up, they'd keep 2, sometimes 3 back. They couldn't commit fully to the attack because of Antonio. I thought it was brilliant. I really was. Thought he was too strong, thought he was too fast, and he looked fit. At the end of the season, he looked really fit and sharp. He's a bit moany, he's a bit winchy. Granted, I think he works so hard up there that when he doesn't get fouls, he gets a bit annoyed, gets a bit frustrated. He hasn't always been like that, to be absolutely honest. But do you know what? A small thing against Man City, to play against them like that when the rest of the team have pretty much got their backs to the wall is magnificent. Against Norwich, obviously completely different game, but I thought Fornals got really close to him throughout the game. On this occasion, Bowen was next to him. And you know what the thing was? It wasn't like to the detriment of Bowen's game, by the way. It wasn't like to the detriment of Bowen helping out defending. Bowen took one for the team in terms of getting the card. So Bowen seemed to manage to play as a second centre forward and also back up right back. How'd you do that? I really don't know. Bowen's performance was sensational. Did a video yesterday. I spoke about him as one of the best players in the Premier League. That's been rubber stamped by his inclusion in the final nominations. What was it, 6 or 8, whatever. Final nominations for Player of the Season. That's been rubber stamped. That's not just my opinion. That's not just your opinion. It's the opinion of people in football that he is. And to see that again in this game where he scored another brace, 12 goals, 2 assists. David Moyes said something earlier on this season. He said it's hard to find another forward better than Jarrod Bowen. And when I heard him say, well, he's not a forward, he's a right winger. Actually, he's a forward. He's just not a centre forward. He is a goal scorer. It was a bit like last season, actually, when David Moyes said, we're not going to bring in a striker, so I'm going to bring in Jesse Lingard because I think we'll get some goals out of him. He'll play as like false number 9, but he'll score us goals. Oh, come on, load of old nonsense. Well, he did, didn't he? I think eventually I might just get it one day that David Moyes doesn't maybe see things in the straight linear 4-4-2 way that I might. That being said, don't get me wrong, we need to buy a striker, and I'm sure we will buy a striker. But the one we had in this game, in terms of Antonio, was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I thought it was a really, really good performance. And he takes it on to the next game, and he looks fit. I'm really looking forward to this next game against Brighton. Brighton aren't easy to play against, but tell you what, we'll have a go. But Bowen, my word, what a player. Before I talk any more about Bowen, this video is sponsored by the OneFootball app, which you can download by clicking the link below. You can use that QR code up there if you want. If you want to find out exactly where West Ham... Where's that come from? Where West Ham are in the league, I'll tell you now. We're in 7th, and we're doing relatively well, all things considered. Actually, that's an understatement, isn't it? But you can check out all the stats, all the transfer gossip, all the West Ham news, because it all puts it into one place. You can do so on the OneFootball app. What you do is when you sign up, you say, "Oi, you, I support West Ham." Click on that, download it to your phone. It's free, and it will gather all the news from all the websites, all the newspapers, and all around Tinterweb, and deliver it straight to your phone without the slap. Bowen, somebody put in the comments actually, Bowen's price has just gone up again. It probably has, you know, but what do we want? I don't want him staying under the radar. You know, this is fine. If he then becomes attractive to other clubs, that's just what's going to happen. It just shows the success of the buying policy with Bowen. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's across the board. For every Bowen, there's a Vlasic. It probably is a little bit like that for everyone that's sort of worked out. Souček's worked out, Soufal's worked out. You know, there's probably three or four that haven't as well, that haven't worked out. So, but I'll tell you what a magnificent player. Absolutely magnificent player. And they just really struggled with him. Zinchenko, who I don't think is a bad player, really struggled with him. And look, Man City won't consider themselves to be at their best defensively, but we weren't at our best defensively. You know, I mean, let's just put that right. This was not our best one. I think they may have struggled to get through, quite frankly, if it had been all season we've been playing with Ogbonna and Zuma. No criticism of Dawson at all, who has been absolutely brilliant. But I'm just saying, you know, everybody has their injuries. Benrahma was our man of the match, arguably, in the next game. He was injured for this one. So, you know what? Things happen. And poor old City, I'll tell you something about City. Our team, I did a little calculation. West Ham's team that started that match cost 119 million. Jack Grealish cost 100 million. Ain't bad, really, is it? All things considered. But anyway, absolutely brilliant. Zuma just got better and better. Fabianski's save, I mentioned it in the review. Really pleased about that because he was fumbling it like a hot potato at the start of the game. Look, there were some performances where we struggled with a little bit of possession. You know, and look, Lanzini and Fornals would be two of those. But they did work hard. And it is all part of it. When you're building a wall against the back four, it's all part of it. And I can't come away after a game where we've secured European qualification, where we have almost beaten Manchester City. I can't be disappointed with any of the players in that team because I just thought they tried so hard and they put in all the effort. And while some parts of the game might not have come off, like some of the passing, actually the organisation, the tactical element, and the discipline and determination and the tackling and interceptions, off the chart. Honestly, they performed so well. It's not all football is not all about passing the ball. In some games you just got to dig in. I thought we I thought we dug in really, really well. Absolutely outstanding. Bring it on to the next game. I said this. I'm not saying I told you so, but that's what I did. Whenever it was, when I did a video before the Norwich game, and I said Man United can be caught. They can be. Now listen, they only have to beat. Let me have a quick look at this to make sure I got it right. They only have to beat Crystal Palace. It's all over. But let's be fair. It takes them to 59 points if they draw. They have to beat them. All right, we have to beat Brighton. It's as simple as that. But I said we'd get to the last game and we could catch them. There is no guarantee, because our goal difference is so much better than theirs. There's no guarantee that they're going to beat Palace. None at all. People were saying, oh, Man United have had a long time to prepare. That's working on the assumption that being at the Carrington training ground is a good place to be at the moment. You might not want, as a player, 2 weeks with Ralph Ragnick or whatever his name is, plus a load of players that know they're leaving, being around a moody, solemn, dour working environment for 2 weeks might not be a good thing at all. Give them 2 weeks. I'll tell you what, they can't beat Crystal Palace after working out a tactical plan with 2 weeks, then they really have got problems. But Palace are a good team. Palace really are. We need a favour from Palace. That's all right, you know. That's just the way it goes. It's not like Palace doing us a favour. Palace just have to win. Today we weren't doing Liverpool a favour. We're doing ourselves a favour. Just worked out. Actually, it's done Liverpool a bit of a favour. That being said, they're still not. That's 3 points, and that City have got a much better goal difference. They're who's City's last game? It's City's last game against Wolves. I think it might be actually. Excuse me. Wait there. I'm going to go and check this out. No. Man City are playing Aston Villa. I mean, you know, you just don't know, do you? I've got to be honest with you. Oh, okay, maybe the title race is still ongoing. Maybe it is. Anyway, we don't worry about that. What is important is what is still ongoing for us is Europos Cupos. But even if we don't, last season Europe, this season Europe, and we reach the semi-finals, absolutely brilliant.